Mel's gonna help me. What's? It's certainly, it's nasty. So, I used to have to sit down. I didn't. I just hear your trouble. Water machines that you're trying to.
Yeah.
And it's sort of our talk. Yes. That is makes it clear. Or they come apparently in here. That would probably be one she was taking over the cost.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One. There's something. You know, we're gonna fail. Big. No, you better. If you're, it's gonna be. Yeah, because there's no way. You better. Because that might be must-see TV. That's what they say. I can sit out there, say, confused, all this work to be. Maybe should not. It's like that service.
Just see this.
And so I'd love to see that. Great. So it's a deal. Some spots and all that.
Yeah.
Somebody else that. Maybe they want to connect. Right, that's what they're just. There's. Much on.
Are we, we're on air? We're on air? I'll call this meeting of the General Government and Finance Committee to order at 6 p.m. This meeting has been given public notice in accordance with Section 19.83 and Section 19.84 Wisconsin statutes in such form that will apprise the general public and news media of subject matter that is intended for consideration and action. Roll call. All members are present. And with that, we'll move on to citizen input. Please come up to the podium, state your name and address, and we'll have 10 minutes. We'll have 3 minutes. Or is that 10 seconds?
Welcome to Germantown. I got 10 seconds. That must be who did that 10 seconds? Is that you or you? Okay. Scott Effley, W159 N10514 Old Farm Road, Germantown. Not a lot on this except under new business F parking lot items. I see they've been resurrected in various different formats. I kind of looked through it. I didn't have time to really dig into it, but the money being used for to upgrade the police, the command, to raise those salaries up, great idea. The rest of it, I'm not sure. And the reason I say that is it's easy to spend money, and then once it's gone, you wonder, what did I do and why did I do it? So I think before we keep spending money like this, parking lot items that may be necessary, if the board agreed to do this spending before, and now we're just getting to the point where we're doing that, that's fine. But just to say, well, we need to do this and we need to do all that, I think we definitely need to be vetted on that, because that it's just money we're spending that we can't recover. And again, I'll say it again, public safety, we're still, everything I look at when we're spending money, I'm thinking, why don't we get a cop? Why don't we get a firefighter? And I know this ARPA funds is not renewable, but in my mind, if we have money we're throwing around, we need to look inside the budget and find a way to fund extra officers and firefighters. I'd say that if the chiefs were here. If they're not here, I'm standing on that. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else here for citizen input? All right. If not, we will move on to approval of the minutes of May 15th, 2023.
Move approval of the minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes of May 15th. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to new business item A, Vitality Wellness Program Contract. And with this, we'll hear from Erin Hearn.
Thank you so much. Was I on? Everybody could hear me? Okay. So currently we're on Go365. Humana has decided not to be a open public healthcare plan. So because of that, they no longer are offering Go365. So therefore, the Wellness Committee had to get together and talk about what programs are out there and what would be easiest for employees to utilize, and they chose Vitality, which is actually the former parent company of Go365. So everything is very similar. It's going to be a very easy transition, and we would just like you to approve it. It's above the spending limit.
Right, and when would this happen? Like at
January 1st.
January 1st?
Yep.
Okay.
And they're allowing all of our stuff to roll over. So everything that employees have gained this year, all the bucks will be able to roll over, and the points will be able to do the 10% rollover, which is the same thing that Go365 was going to have as well.
A lot of plans from Humana then.
I'm sure. Yes. Yes.
A second.
Second.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second to approve the wellness program contract for 2024. Is there any further discussion?
Question.
Terry?
How many years now, Erin, have we been doing the wellness program?
Um,
Do you know offhand?
that's a good question.
Longer than you've been here?
No,
Oh.
no, I started it. So I believe it was 2022. Yeah. So I think we've only been on, this is our second year being on it.
How do we determine if it's beneficial? Just lower healthcare costs, lower utilization of healthcare?
Over time, that's what it's supposed to show. Yeah, it's really hard to only show it within 2 years. However, our participation is over 60%, which is outstanding. We even got an award from Go365 because we made such great progress in the first couple of years.
And there's a little discount on the insurance premium, is that right?
For employees, there's a discount.
Please, on their side of.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, there's a premium discount if they participate in the program and get up to the silver status.
And
Yes.
just,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Trustee Miller?
and just to verify, there's an increase of about $2,000 from program to program.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's correct.
30%.
Yeah,
That's a big increase, actually.
yeah.
When I'm thinking, why is it more? It's basically the same program.
I don't know. It might be because a lot of companies now are forced to go over to their company since Go365 is going under. There were other companies that were less expensive, but they didn't have the quality of service that Vitality had. So,
So the service is about the same.
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And is this out of pocket completely for an employee? Or is this shared cost?
No, the employee doesn't pay for the wellness program.
Okay,
Trustee Myers?
Looks like the cost increase was from 87 to 9,000. So that's, am I missing something? That's like $300 or less?
6981 to 9150.
Over 30%
The one,
plus.
excuse me. You're absolutely right. I moved on. 7,000 is a little over 2,000.
Yeah.
Not to beat a dead horse, because I think this is a great thing to have, but what are we getting for this? I'm just curious. Because I don't know. I'm not part of a program like this.
Employees have a chance to
Wait, no,
better
no,
their
I would
health.
like pleased to hear from Erin.
Sure, no, that's fine.
Say the same thing.
That's fine. So this is a program that helps employees understand their wellness.
Right.
And so it gives, yep.
Yeah.
And so they can get points for, tracking their steps or doing other things like donating blood or going to the doctor or visiting the eye doctor, the dentist. So there's multiple things that you can do in order to get points. And then these points go for bucks that then the employee can use to purchase wellness things like Fitbits or bikes or, different things like that. So.
And the concept is the more they're involved with their health,
Right, I know.
the better
Yeah.
benefit it's going
Just trying to
become.
get to the.
It also
particular
offers
person.
counseling and stuff like that and mentors for like, if you have, if you want information about food and how to become, a better eater, then they can set you up with counselors and stuff like that
So
too.
it's basically administrative costs from the company that does this.
Exactly. Yes.
All right. Sorry to belabor.
All right. Trustee Myers?
It's a program that I had from Milwaukee Public Schools about 24 years ago. It's utilized throughout in many different areas. As Erin had mentioned as such, it really helps the employees because we're taking care of their health. If they take care of their health ahead of time, we can find things ahead of time and stop it and get them going in the right direction. It just saves health insurance a lot of money.
I know, yeah, I get all that. I was just trying to find the 30%. There's probably inflationary costs of salaries and that type of thing like we're seeing everywhere else, I would imagine.
I'll change sheets.
I don't think it would be 30% more healthier.
Dummy.
Any other comments? If not, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, we'll move on to item B, underground tank insurance policy.
Motion to approve.
A second.
All right, motion to approve. Is there any discussion on this? This is a required piece that we have to do.
Seems very straightforward and only a slight increase. in cost.
And question,
Yes, trustee.
are these the only 4 underground storage tanks that we have in the village? Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I got all my information from Larry, the engineer. Yes.
Okay. Great.
Right, anything else? Not, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item C, website and hosting annual fees.
I'm so sorry, Rick. Who did the motion and the second on that?
Motion to, motion was Myers. Yes,
I
second was
second.
Kaminsky. Website hosting and annual fees, and Aaron, you got a lot today.
Yes, so this has already been paid for the year, but this is just the annual fee that we pay. And so I thought I'd give just a representation of what we've been paying over the years. So it's a contract, but it's not like a contract that we sign annually. It's just an ongoing contract for our website and domain hosting. So I just wanted to put something together so that you could see that. It is above the cost, but it's something we do annually. So I'm not sure how you want it to be seen every year, but I thought this would give a good representation of what we have.
Motion to approve if it's due.
I'll second the question, comment.
I'm not sure we need any action on this.
We don't?
You
That's right
don't.
there,
It's
it's due.
already been paid. Yep. Mhm.
I have a question then.
This is just referenced. Yes, trustee Kaminsky.
I mean, this actually sounds pretty reasonable to me
Mhm.
for hosting fees and that type of thing. And it only went up by a very small increment, actually. Surprises me. So, I-
Well, I think the first 3 years were pretty high, but I think that's because that was the initiation costs, and then it went down, and now it's back up to where those initiation costs were. But yeah,
And remind me again, you get a full site, whatever, redo after a certain amount of years,
4 years,
correct?
isn't it?
yes, I think it's 4 years. I'm sorry.
4 years, okay.
Yeah, I think it's 4 years. They're also the ones that do our civic clerk,
Mhm.
and they have a really good support network. I've only had one instance while I've been here where something happened where their site was down. And I was contacted by phone immediately to let me know, what was going on. So, yeah.
Yeah, trustee Jan Miller.
Did you not mention one meeting, that we get an upgrade every certain amount of years?
Yes, our next upgrade for this website is in the spring of 2025.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't mean that content internally isn't
Updated.
going to
Yeah.
change or be
Right.
cleaned up. It's just
Right.
the look.
The look,
And we are constantly doing that from a staff perspective. So
the cleaning up.
cleaning up and updating pages and yeah, things like that. Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Yeah, thanks for the update.
Sure.
Appreciate it. So with that, we'll move on to item D, holiday time for exempt 24-hour employees, and we'll hear from Chief John Delane.
Okay. Currently, our battalion chiefs and myself were the exempt employees. This would not include me, but this would be for the battalion chiefs, receive 72 hours of holiday time off per year. The 24-hour employees who are covered by our collective bargaining agreement receive 134 hours of holiday time per year. I am looking to increase the battalion chief's time to match that of the members in the collective bargaining agreement. So they're on the same plane as far as time off.
So they would go from 72 to 134. That's your proposal?
That is correct.
How many firefighters are under this 72 hours right now? Do you know?
There would be 12. Oh, I'm done under 72, excuse me, 3.
3.
Yep.
I thought it was 4, okay.
Right, thank you. Yeah, trustee Myers.
Do we have all of the battalion chiefs now?
Yes, we are fully staffed with
Okay,
battalion chiefs.
I thought it was 4. And none of your people, of the 3 people are under a contract?
No, they are not.
So we can easily change this without running into contract problems.
Correct. This came up with the promotion of the last battalion chief. with he went from a full-time firefighter paramedic. And when he stepped up to the position of battalion chief, he took like a $20,000 a year pay cut and then lost half of his
Vacation time.
holiday time. The reason for the pay cut was from overtime that he had incurred.
Sure.
But then also take away half of the holiday time.
Thank you. Paul.
With that was at my notification, but when that came to my attention, I wanted to bring them all up so they're on the same level as the people who are below them.
Trustee Jan Miller.
So just to be clear, then everyone will be on the same plane with 134 hours.
Everybody that has a 24-hour shift
Shift.
employee.
Right, okay. And the total number would be 3 plus,
There'd be a total of 15, then
15,
15 people who would have that
thank
holiday
you.
time.
Trustee Kaminsky.
So that's 5.58 days. How do we calculate that? 6 days off? 5.5 days off? 134 divided by 24 hours.
So it's not really we don't really calculate it by days. It's just by the hours itself.
Okay.
Because they have the opportunity to use it whenever they want to.
Oh, 'cause
Because
it might be 2 hours or. 4
Right.
hours. I see. That's
So
real
if their
different
shift
than
falls
the
on a
average person.
holiday,
Okay,
they have to work that holiday.
yeah, gotcha.
However, they may take that time from that holiday and use it as a different day. And
Okay, so that's totally different
Yeah,
than
yep.
the average person.
Right,
in the office.
it's
Okay.
100% completely different and it kind of makes your mind bend
Okay.
thinking about it sometimes.
We have a motion?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I'll make a motion to approve the holiday pay to be equitable between both the exempt 24-hour employees and the current employees who are covered by the IAFF CBA to receive 134 hours. That make sense?
I'll second.
Good luck writing that one down.
Just copy paste.
You could simplify it.
All right, we have a motion. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
All right.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Item E, Resolution 2023 disallowance of claim for, hold on, sure, it got cut off. Christine O'Neill.
She doesn't look like Christine.
Is that?
You don't look like Christine.
This is a claim. Basically, the individual drove through some fresh tar. Upon getting the tar on her tires, she took it to her auto shop. Auto shop basically always says, you need new tires. These are ruined. All she needed to do was drive a little bit longer and it all flies off. Recommendation is to
right?
deny the claim.
This, okay. Corner of Ridgefield and Sun Valley Trail, yeah.
Motion to approve as written.
Motion to approve the denial. Right,
As written.
as
That's
written.
why I said that.
I'll second that. What a shame though, somebody would, I take my car there. What a shame that they would do that. But gosh, I've driven through
It's not
worse
unique
things
to them.
than-
We see it with every dealer. And part of the problem is that there are products that do kind of,
Yeah.
the chemical compound actually melds to the tire and it does get ruined.
That
We
wasn't the
don't use
case
any
here?
of that here.
Okay.
so.
Okay. What a shame.
We have motion, any discussion?
What a shame.
If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Item F, 2023 parking lot items, and for this, we will turn to Matthew Uselding.
In your packet is a memo regarding the 2023 parking lot items. If the committee will recall, this was part of the 2023 budget process, but it was the preference of the board at that time to wait for any discussion on parking lot items until the completion of the 2021 audit. Now that the 2021 audit is complete, we have a complete list of the parking lot items that were part of the 2023 budget or that were removed from the 2023 budget, as well as some recommendations by staff. And with that, I'll take any questions and go from there.
So the audit's complete, right?
2021 audit, correct?
Oh, 25, okay. I
Yep.
was gonna say, I think I missed something if we,
About
The
20
latest
places
audit
know,
was,
yeah.
I thought that was still ongoing. Okay. So you're looking for recommendations as to where this money should go at this point, correct?
Correct.
All right.
You want to start, Jan?
Yes, can we, are we doing the questions? Yeah. So, I see there's a performance bonus pool that you're recommending.
Correct. Typically, or the last couple of years, the village board has split the salary raises into two portions. There's a performance bonus, an annual performance bonus. Last year, it was 2% for all non-union employees. And then historically, they had set aside some surplus to do a one-time pay performance based on the employee's performance the previous year.
Was the 2% last year out of the ARPA funds?
No, that was just a general fund annual increase in salaries.
We,
It was
Look-
approved during the 2023 budget. The average employee got a 2% increase in their salaries.
right. But we set aside 250,000 from the ARPA funds for bonuses.
Correct. That was we called it an ARPA bonus. According to federal standards, it was for work done during COVID. It was based on work individuals.
And
who
when
worked
was
during
that
COVID.
paid out? Last June?
Last June sounds about right. Yeah, 2022, June 22.
So why wouldn't this also come out of the general fund, all of it?
So not all of it is coming out of the general fund. It is split between all of our funds. The majority, about 176,000 would come out of the general fund. The remaining would come out of water, sewer, and the TIDS. But the majority would come out of the general fund because most salaries are located within the general fund.
So, so you've got total cost would be let's call it 208,000.
Yep.
Okay. What's the difference? Where's the, with 176 coming out of the 2021 surplus?
That'll be in the first column, or I guess technically the second column of the blue sheet. It'll say general fund. So then I broke it.
1,000.
Nope, that is water. That would be the water fund. The column before that is the general fund. And that bottom number there, the 176,000 would be coming from the 2021 surplus.
Yeah. And then what else are you suggesting here? All of this is coming out of the 2021 surplus on the second page?
For the other recommendations,
Yeah, out of the parking lot.
on the back side, those are all the parking lot items that were removed from the 2023 budget. The only items that we are recommending is a performance bonus pool, allocate funding for neighborhood master plans as part of the 2050 plan, as well as $13,000 to start a stormwater inspection program.
Okay. Well, out of the 2021 surplus of 350,000 that we thought was 1.1 million, which it isn't anymore, we've already approved, the village board approved the $64,195 for the police non-represented salaries. Okay, that was approved. So that comes out and and we have 285,000, 805,000 left.
Correct.
Oh, we don't have to spend any of it.
Correct.
And I'm looking at this list of the non-public safety parking lot items. The last item is the assessor. It says the description interim market update, $50,000. There was a, I'm going to call it type A schedule attached to when the assessor was approved, but we told them to take it out because we didn't want any assessments done this year
Mhm.
in 2023 because of the increase of taxes
Right.
that, correct. Yeah, that's what the village board
Mhm.
recommended.
Yep.
So I it shouldn't be on here. I'm
Yep,
just
and,
saying.
and
That's
it,
parking
it's
lot.
not recommended. I just included, yeah, it's not part of the recommendation.
Right. These are the items that were parking lots that were not, we took off. Non-public safety parking lot items.
Okay, so neighborhood master plans, you're asking for 90,000. Two things on that. 90,000 is about the cost of police or fire, so that's one person. The neighborhood master plans, we have not filled the associate community development person yet.
Correct.
And I believe that that's something that that person should be qualified to do.
Okay.
I would not, I don't agree with that. I'm done.
Okay, trying to process that. Trustee Kaminsky.
Um, personally, I find this really easy to process in its complexity. I don't think we should spend a dime of this. I think we should roll this into our budget year and look at all of these things in totality when we find out where we're at in like August or September, as opposed to picking away at things now. I want to see where we're at in the general fund, how we're going, what we're going to put in for salaries again this year. Seems like every time ARPA comes up or any surplus comes up, its salaries comes first.
Mhm.
And I'm the first person in the world, and everybody knows on the board that I'm all about paying people fairly, but it shouldn't come up and slap me in the face first thing every time we look at extra funds. I would prefer to look at this in totality with the budget, not spend anything at this point in time.
Before we go any further, Matthew, do you, what's the estimate to have the 2022 budget, or I'm sorry, audit completed?
So Baker Tilly will be here in-house next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Following the completion of their in-house work, they'll compile a list of outstanding tasks. And depending on the length of that list, we're hoping to have the audit done by August.
By August, okay. Trustee Jan Miller?
I agree. That was my question. When is the 2022 audit going to be done? And I agree. I'm all for giving people raises and bonuses, but we have to find out where our financial stability is. Oops, sorry, that's my phone. Thank you.
Last comment.
Yeah, Trustee Kaminsky?
I think we'll have a better idea too. I'm hopeful by August, early September, on what our state shared revenue funding is going to be. And what, if any, limitations we placed on that. Maybe somebody could address that at our next board meeting or whatever, because I'd like to know more about that. I'm sure we're following that internally. But we're just chipping away at little pieces of this. I don't want to do that. I want to have the whole pie in front of me, and then we decide how we divvy it up.
I think in the past, and Terry probably knows better than I do, we allocated a some amount of the surplus, but we also put a lot in the rainy day or reserves as well.
We did that all the time, which is, gave us the freedom we had over the last 2.5 years to use that money. I would like to see this, pack it in there, and we'll decide if we need it in the future.
Guess with that, we'll either need a motion or more questions.
I will make a motion to defer any decisions on the surplus funding until we review budgets in August and September of this year.
I'll second.
All right, we have motion to, I guess, postpone this until the budget year. Any further discussion? Dennis, you have anything? No. Oh, I thought I saw you raise, sorry. All right, with that, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? One opposed.
And just to be clear, that's on Terry's motion.
That is on Terry's motion to not
Defer.
to defer it, right?
Okay, thank you.
So, okay. Okay, with that, hold on here. Get back to the. All right, with that, we'll move on to reports. The IT quarterly report, which was in our packet. Aaron, do you have any more to say about that? For capital data projects that went on?
No, I don't. It's just a quarterly update to show you what projects we've completed and what projects we have for the future. So right now we have finished a majority of things. The ProPhoenix project is just wrapping up. It says complete, and it basically is complete. They're just, there's always little things after a project's complete. So but I'm not sure exactly what you guys want for a quarterly report. Therefore, I put this instead of what I was putting before because I think it was a lot before. And so I would just like feedback on what you'd like to see as a board.
Just a question on the ongoing, the new internet circuit implementations is said it was ongoing. That's not completed yet?
No, that is completed. Yeah. Yep. I mean, technically, until we get the new building up and running and we have it installed in the new DPW facility, I mean, it won't technically be completed. But yes, the plan that we have is in action right now. Yep.
Trustee Kaminsky, we'll go there first.
Are we on schedule?
Yeah.
As far as you know.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Yep. For all of our projects. Yes.
Have there been any problems, significant glitches of any sort? No. Okay.
There is one issue that's going to come up, and that's the switches, work switches, and that's not a cheap endeavor.
Correct. And so we actually have a meeting scheduled to have a mid-year review budget discussion on our IT products. So, yep, we're going to have that in about a month. And that's going to be part of budget discussions as well. Yeah.
But it is a vulnerability.
Is it it's an essential thing? Can you explain?
Yeah,
that,
the
Rich?
switches are what everything plugs into to communicate.
Yeah.
It's just that it switches. It's like the old operator, except it does it all electronically.
And we have a crummy one right now, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Many of our things are old and not licensed. So, I mean, that's where we run into the problem, but we can't always, like this next project is about $80,000. So, I mean, we're taking it one step at a time. So
The problem, isn't it, with technology though? I mean, we see it even at home. I mean, if you have a laptop, throw it out after 3 years. I mean, and move on. So I mean, it's at every level, we see this type of thing.
Better comes along in months.
And to protect our data and to protect our constituents, I think it's just something we have to do.
Is that
Yeah, go ahead.
what you were talking about? Is that the same thing as a server?
No.
I thought we needed servers.
Well, we got new servers with the ProPhoenix project. So yeah, so we've been updating servers the last couple of years, but
Are for the fire and police.
correct.
But do we have new servers here at the village?
At Village Hall, no. Nope.
So that
Current-
needs to be
but-
done as well.
Well, we have a lot of virtual servers as well.
Oh,
So,
yeah, okay.
yeah.
Trustee Myers.
Do we have any other costs with this implementation that coming in the future?
For ProPhoenix? Oh, for switches
Besides the switches?
Oh,
is there
besides-
any other costs that we haven't paid for yet?
that we haven't,
Equipment that they need, equipment I'm speaking of.
no, for the projects you're talking about, like ProPhoenix and no. Current, since those are completed, we don't have any more costs that I believe need to come out. We might have some trailing ones at the end, but just from time spent, so not of equipment costs,
The approximate cost for the switches.
is about 80,000.
80,000.
Thank you.
But more of that discussion will happen when we meet with Capital Data and the chiefs and Steve.
Part I want to add, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
I like the report that you were looking for input.
Thank you.
That's me.
Anything else?
I agree. I like the one pager.
Yeah, it is good. Just looking at this list, the security has come a long way. Quite quite a long way. So that's a good thing.
And that's kind of why I like this list too, because it shows all the things that we have been doing, and we have done a lot. It's been a lot of in the background and not things that people would really grasp onto that, are important, but they are. We've done a lot of important steps to make sure our information is safe and secure.
All right, thanks for the update. Oh, one more. Trustee Miller.
It's IT, not the quarterly report, but maybe it should be reported. I thought we approved an IT person. Are we looking for somebody?
We did not.
That has not been approved yet.
Oh, it wasn't approved. It's been talked about. Yes. Okay, thank you.
IT person?
Trustee Miller thought it was approved for an IT position, and it is not.
I thought we had a part-time person.
No. No, we don't, unfortunately.
That's fine. I see somebody shaking their head. Good enough.
Oh, you don't believe me? Okay.
Well, no, he's
I
the
get
boss.
it.
He's the boss. You're the chair. You're the chairperson, not the person.
With that, we'll move on to the accounts payable reports. May 12th, 19th, 20th, and 6th. June 2nd, 9th, and 15th. Got quite a few.
Yeah.
Anything stand out? Anything you want to talk about? Yeah,
I
trustee.
have
Miller.
nothing for myself.
Did you? What did you say?
I don't have anything.
Okay, I have a couple of questions. So, this is kind of the first time I'm seeing these things.
Mhm.
Some of them have, there's the check number, and then there's the vendor number, and then there's an invoice. But anyway, on page 40 of the actual document, now we have it numbered. I appreciate that. There's Foth Infrastructure.
Yep.
And that was brought forward by Larry. It was infrastructure that I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, we were paying for this, and this is for the Richfield project, and Richfield is paying us back. So 53,000, almost $53,000, 52,900.
So we use
Five.
Foth for a variety of projects. Just looking at the account numbers that they were charged to, it looks
Yep.
like the majority of this was for TID 8. And then the bottom expenditure for 7,000 and some change was a capital project that I don't know the account number off the top of my head. But based off the general ledger accounts, this is not for any project related to the Richfield expansion.
So the only way to discern what the payments are for is by using the vendor number, or
So there's a variety of ways to do it. Internally, what I would look at, and my mistake for not including the budget to actual report, is there is a line item in the budget that we added for costs related to Richfield expansion. So that's where you'll see the cost related to that project.
Okay.
These are just specific invoices we pay to vendors for all projects, for all types of projects.
Okay,
I can just tell, knowing the accounts well enough, that this is not related to Richfield expansion.
okay,
But it could be that there will be a
Correct.
check for that in there. It would just be allocated to the correct account and
Correct.
charged back to them.
Yep, correct.
so then can we see that report that you have that you didn't include?
The budget to actual, I emailed it out.
Was that the last thing? Okay, I
Yeah,
didn't get,
I emailed it probably about an hour ago. I just forgot to include it in the
I didn't get it in time.
packet.
And then the, on page 47, there was more construction services. It's almost 2.5 million.
That would be for the
Uh,
DPW building.
DPW.
Correct.
And is this like a quarterly payment, or what do we,
We get invoiced monthly.
Oh, month.
And they range between 1.5 million to about 3 million. They come quick, so we just been keeping on top of it.
okay, yikes. And I'm curious about Safe Built. Do we do business with Safe Built? Built. 40, it's page 45. It's for $34,000. And
Yep.
is that services that we received?
Correct,
Okay,
correct. It's part of the contract share where they get a certain percentage of our license and permitting revenues. So then they bill us
And inspections,
monthly.
right?
Say that again?
Don't they do
and
inspections?
inspections?
Yep.
Okay. So we pay them and then we get something back?
Yeah, so typically we collect the revenue upfront as people apply for permits and inspections. And then at the end of the month, they Safe Built
Ledger.
will
Right.
invoice us for their share.
All right. And I know what hardwood is. Those were all my questions.
Just an aside, I believe that when we get Tyler Munis up and running, we can probably do this online. Or
Yep.
have reports with that and really dig in if you want to see an account and see.
Yes.
how that
Then
will
it's
allow you
all
to do that.
explained,
Yeah.
right? We can actually sort, we'll be able to sort.
That'll be
There are
good.
much greater reporting capabilities in Tyler Munis.
Right. Easier to understand. Is it basically like a Excel format or
You can
but-
export to Excel.
Thank you. That'd be great.
Terry, do you have a question?
What do we use Von Reason and Woburn for? I should know this. Are they?
I don't see that. Oh, which,
I can.
which one are you on?
Check register.
Yeah, which one?
Yes, they're our employee attorney, so it's not just for union, but it's for different employee issues.
Employee issues,
Mhm.
okay. For employee issues, so is this pretty standard, like it's like $5,000 a month, or, I mean, I guess I've just never noticed this fee to that extent. before.
It's per usage, so it's not like a standing, it's not always the same fee. So yep,
Okay,
exactly.
and this one specifically says fire by it?
Correct.
Do you know what that was?
Yes, there's a length of service award program that we've been working on.
A length of service award program done by Von Briesen Legal Services?
No, 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 no. It's one we currently have in place.
Okay. That there's an issue with?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Something to watch. It's not a cheap firm. Well,
Any other questions? All right, if not, we will set our next meeting for July 17th as our scheduled time. Is that okay?
see, I'm around. I think that's good.
Monday, yeah, Monday, July 17th at 6 PM.
Okay.
All right, we'll schedule that. And with that, we will adjourn at 6:44. Pretty center over.